Hi, welcome to Shell's Homestead. I am pressure canning some beef and cabbage today. I'm just gonna show it to you. I'm sick right now, so my voice sounds kind of funny, but I have to get this done. So we're gonna go for it. So first of all, I have 4 chuck roasts that I have cut up last night into cubes. And then I have several different kinds of cabbages, some white onion, and you can use any kind of cabbage you want. I'm just mixing it up for the fun of it. And then I have celery, garlic, I have thyme and sage, beef stew seasoning, and then these stewed tomatoes. You can see it. So that's all the stuff that's going to be going in it. Okay, so first things, I've got this big bowl and I'm going to put the roast in there. That's lovely. Now this was 4 roasts. And so for each roast, I'm putting in a pack of beef stew seasoning. Back up. See it. Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit of warm water, like a half cup or so, just to make it easier to stir that in.
I have a question.
What?
Do you have to use like the beef stew, or can you use different ones?
I like the beef stew. There's also pot roast seasoning you can use. I mean, you definitely want to season it with something. You just use beef base or just herbs. Just however you would like. If you were making beef and cabbage soup, however you would want to season that, that's how you're going to season your beef. But this is just what I like.
It smells good.
Yeah, it does. So I'm going to add a little more water. It was maybe a cup of water. It just helps coat everything. And these big bowls are really handy for this. And this is like a wok spatula, a long handle. It's nice when you're doing big batches of stuff. Okay, so we're gonna set that to the side. Yeah, very big. Okay, go ahead and shut it off for a second. I'm gonna move this stuff. All right, so I've got one of the cabbages here. Cut the bottom off. Cut it in half to make it easier to work with. And then I'm just going to cut this into small pieces. And put that right in the beef. Same thing with this side. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. You know, just do it. Somewhat small. This is going to make quite a big batch. Probably at least 3 canners worth. So you could definitely do this in smaller portions if you wanted. This just gives you an idea. Okay. And the regular cabbage, just cut the core off. This is a real small cabbage. Same thing, just gonna cut this one small pieces. So I'm gonna continue to do this with all the cabbage. And if that seems like it's big and not coming apart well, you can just cut that too, like that. So we'll come back after I've got that cut. I have cut up the cabbage, except for the purple cabbage, but I feel like this might be enough. So I want to go ahead and stir it up and see how much is actually here before I cut up the other cabbage. So I'm going to stir it up and just see if I think I want more. This takes a minute. That and be right back. I feel like this is a good ratio for the cabbage and meat, so I'm not going to add the purple cabbage. Just going to go on with the rest. So I have some white onions. I don't want really big chunks of onion in there, so I'm going to kind of dice it up a little. Do that with all of them. And then the celery, do like that, and then just dice it fairly fine, just because I don't like big chunks of celery. If you like bigger chunks, you can do it bigger. I'm gonna do about that size. So we'll do that real quick. I've got the celery and onion cut up in there, and then I'm going to take this, the garlic press. I've got a bunch of garlic cloves in here, and we're just going to load these in here, and it just presses through there if you haven't used one. And we're going to keep doing that, do all these cloves, and then I'll come back. So we have the garlic in there, the onion and the celery. We're going to stir all this up, and then we're going to season it up. This is the hard part, so it gets pretty heavy. This is going to take a minute. So. And then we'll come back and add the seasonings, some more seasonings we'll put in there. We got this mixed. That was hard. It was like rowing boats. But, no, not funny. I gotta look. Okay. So, we're gonna add these tomatoes in. Did I show them? The stewed tomatoes? Stewed. Yeah, that's just kind of like if you like Rotel or any other kind. Use what you like. Yeah. I've got 6 cans. Thank you for doing that. Of course, all this would be nice if it was fresh from the garden, but it's the middle of winter and all my fresh stuff is gone, so this is what we have. And this here has some thyme. Look at this. Sprinkle that in there. A couple of pinches. And then this is some sage that I dehydrated from the garden. I really like sage in my stuff. And get my hands. Just kind of rub sage like that when you know it's fresh. To get it to
Yeah.
break up. It doesn't just break easily. Sorry, I'm sniffing. I'm sick. Okay. And then the last thing is black pepper. This is coarse pepper. Get that in there. I like a lot of pepper in my stuff. So now we'll mix all of that together again. And we'll be back. Now that this is all stirred up, it's ready to be canned, we are going to jar it up, and I'm using not half pints, I'm using pints because I'd rather use pints than quarts. I like a smaller serving size, and then if I want more, I just open 2 of them or whatever. Using our funnel. And then if you've watched my videos, you've probably seen this, but if you haven't, look, this is a muddler. It's used for making sauerkraut and stuff like that. But it's also really good for pushing food down because you want as little airspace in there as possible. Especially since I'm not really adding liquid. I'm going to get rid of as much air as I can. And do that by pushing down on it. Let me move that towel. Can you see it? So you push it down. Be careful so you're not breaking your jar. Manhandle it. Keep adding more. And you want to leave about an inch of headspace. Just a little more. About like that. And we're going to fill all these jars, see how many we get. So there was a little tiny bit of liquid in this from the tomatoes and the little bit of water that we added in the beginning. So I just wanted to let you see that it does kind of come up whenever you're pushing this down. So you're not left with too much air in there. Really quickly, I wanted to show you that at the bottom of this bowl, there's liquid where all that tomato juice and stuff ran down with the seasoning. So when I'm scooping this out to put it in the jars, I want to make sure that each time I'm scooping into that juice, so each jar has a little bit of it in there. And then when I'm done, whatever juice is left, I'll come back and top off each jar with. I've got this jarred up. I ended up with 4 quarts, 35 pints, and 1/2 pint. That's how it looks in there. And I'm gonna start canning it up. It's gonna take a lot of canning rounds. All right, it took me 2 days, but I got all of these jars canned. I think there's 40 of them. And every single one of them sealed. This is what it looks like. Not as pretty, but delicious. So there you go. Thanks for watching.